Well. Welcome to Empowerment Moment with Dr. G. I am so excited to be with you all today. I got to tell you, I am so excited. I am super excited because a lot of great things are coming that I want to be able to share with everyone. So if you've been following us on Facebook or social media today, I just got excited and showed off my new look. That's the excitement. No. We're in a season that has been challenging, but I'm so blessed that I'm part of a team that is getting to get people out of hibernation, out of being stuck inside the vaccination world. This is one of those instances in life where you're so grateful that you see people coming out, getting vaccinated with the COVID vaccine, and they're smiling. People are crying. Why? Because we can now hug again potentially, or we can even begin to connect with other people and we can begin to breathe again. We're getting ready to go into Autism Awareness Month, which is April. Um, and for us and my goal, April is a very pivotal month because that's the time where the whole world gives attention to individuals who are struggling to communicate, connect to the world around them socially. And more than ever, it's been incredibly difficult because of COVID for the kids to get back into the normalcy. So for us here, being together and being able to see each other again is something I'm looking forward to. So if you don't know me, I'm Dr. G, and I am the proud parent of Nicholas, who's the reason why I got onto this autism journey, not by chance, but it is just really because there was a need to be able to connect to those who are on the same journey. And more than that, to be able to be a blessing to so many. I want to thank everybody for joining us online. Share this with your friends because we have some exciting news that's happening at my goal, and we want to share that with you today. But before I go, hi Angie, thank you for joining us on Facebook. We want to just be able to just share some of the great things that indeed is happening at my goal. But before I get into that, I want to just do my empowerment moment topic today. And the title of my talk today is Lean and Jump into Change. Lean and jump into change. Now, why the heck would I say that? Well, the season has come for change. Whether you want it or not, it's a time where things happen and you're forced to lean into it, or you feel very overwhelmed. And I don't want any one of us to get overwhelmed at all. I want to encourage you that no matter what's happening around you, just lean in. And as you lean in, it's almost like you're getting into water, right? And you're not sure how warm or cold the water may be. But once you touch the edge of it and you start to feel it, all of a sudden you're like, oh, it's not so bad. It is time to jump in. But if you don't get close enough to it, you'll never know whether it's something that you can handle or not. So as we're beginning to transition into a season of leaning in. So what I want you to tell yourself is, I'm going to lean in and I'm going to jump in. So for some people, they can just go straight from being at the edge and jump straight in. Some of us have to kind of get slowly close to it and then like, oh, it's not so bad. Let's jump in. So we're leaning in to jump into change. And also I was thinking about that for those of you who may know me, I'm a woman of faith. So I like to share what inspires me to continue to have the smile on my face. Um, and just on a side note, I always have this smile on my face because when I was younger, I used to have such a serious face. Jenny, you may not know this. And people thought I looked mad all the time. So I just, it connected in my head that I just needed to smile. And so now the smile is permanently there. Unconsciously or consciously, I smile. And so when I don't smile and I have that serious look on my face, it makes people scared. So if you see the smile is and but one scripture that always inspires me to keep smiling, even when things look like it's falling apart behind me, I have to be reminded that I have breath and I have life. and I am able to go into scripture, which encourages me. So I just like to share my faith with those who listen, and then and I encourage you to draw faith and hope from it, right? And one of the key things that I love, and many of you know the song, and it is Ecclesiastes chapter 3. And it says, there is a season, a time appointed for everything, and a time for every delight, an event, or purpose under heaven. There is a season, a time appointed for everything, and a time for every delight, an event, or purpose under heaven. So there's a season for everything. We're in a season where change has come upon us. Some of us were not ready for it, but here it is. So what are you going to do? Are you going to lean in and jump in? So I'm choosing to jump into change. And our organization decided we're going to be rebranding. And that's part of my announcement that I'm sharing with us today. And so part of with our rebranding is like, well, why rebrand? Why rebrand? Because you need a change. You need to be able to do something different, something that inspires you, something that makes you wake up and you're like, okay, I got to do something different. So for many people are like, wow, you look different. I'm like, that's exactly the point. The point is there is a new person within me. Why? Because I've entered into a new season of life. And this new season of life, things may not always be the way I want it to be, but I'm going to take charge of what's around me. I'm going to take charge of my own life and give it the best that I can. And I want to invite you to do the same. So as I'm reading that scripture, it says, there's a time to be born and a time to die. There's a time to plant and a time to uproot what's planted. So what season are you in? Are you in a time to plant, or are you in a time to uproot what is planted? But you have to evaluate where you are. You have to evaluate your situation. Not evaluating is doing ourselves a disservice. So I sat back and I said, what time and what season am I in? What season did I just come from? And what season would I like to enter into? So there's a time to kill the old things that are not functioning. And there's a time to heal. That means to heal broken relationships. There's a time to tear down, and there's a time to build up. What time is it? Is it time to build new relationships? Is it a time to build a new team of people? Is it a time to build a new company? Maybe the things that you used to do before is no longer working. Why sit there and cry over spilled milk? It's time to do something new. There's a time to weep, and there's a time to laugh. There's a time to mourn, and there's a time to dance. It's a time for you to dance. And for some of us, we're used to being able to do the big events. Yeah, we had the weddings that we used to go to and see. And then because we haven't been able to do it the same way, we start to think that we can't have it again. But you got to do it different. It's a time to do something different. Time to throw away stones and a time to gather stones. There's a time to embrace and there's a time to refrain from embracing. There's a time to search and there's a time to give up as lost. So you may be searching for the same thing and it's like you're not finding it. It may be time to stop looking for that which is lost and embrace something new. There's a time to keep and there's a time to throw away. There's sometimes, and many of us have gone to the place of hoarding and keeping things that has no meaning. It's time to give it away. And there's also a time maybe to bring in something new. There's a time to tear apart. There's a time to sew together. There's a time to keep silent, and there's a time to speak. There's a time to love, and there's a time to hate. There's a time for war, and there's a time for peace. So my question to you is, what season are you in? Where are you coming from, and where are you going? It is time to evaluate the things around us. So I'm at a place in our lives right now where we're saying it's a time for transition. And for those who know our story, my son Nicholas is turning 20 this year, 20 years old. I've been on this journey of providing special healthcare needs for him throughout for the past 17 years. And in that 17 years, I've had to learn the value of honoring every moment and treasuring every relationship and embracing every gift that is within him. I've come to learn that we need to appreciate everything we have, the people we have around us. I've come to meet so many of you. In this Zoom room, Laura, thank you for joining us today, Pat and Chris, and Lilia and Jenny. And, I look at my life and I'm like, how incredibly blessed am I that I can truly say I have a network of people all over the world now. And thank God for social media, right? So now we can share and discuss and talk about so many great things. So I'm going to put it out there. What time and what season are you in right now? What season are you? Are you a season? Is it a season to sit back, or is it a season to do more? What season are you in? What season are you in? It's really important to think about it. Clearly, I'm in a season of doing something new. I was talking to one of my board members, Suda, earlier this evening, and she goes, "What made you decide that you just want to twist things around?" And I said, "Well, kind of life is kind of boring. It's the same old, same old stuff. You gotta spice it up a little bit. And sometimes it may just be something small." I was talking to someone the other day, and she said, "Sometimes you just put on a red lipstick." Can you imagine that in itself? It's what it is. Patricia is saying God is good. God bless you for all the work you've been doing. Pat, I got to tell you, it is because of individuals like you. It is because of Michael and Nate and all these amazing, Eric, all these amazing individual Marcus that are all out there that inspires, encourages, and it just gets me going. I couldn't imagine life without all of you. I just can't imagine life. Laura says she's in a season to dance. I agree with you, Laura. Season to dance. I'm co-signing with that. I love to dance. And you know what? If you're a season to dance, you know what you do? Turn on the music, with or without anybody around, dance your heart out, because that is the way to go. It is to dance. Jenny, what season are you in?
I'm ready to dance.
You're ready to dance.
I'm ready to dance. I'm ready to jump in. I'm not gonna dip my toe in. I'm ready.
You're not ready to tip your toe in. You're ready to jump in. All right. So who's tipping their toe in the water and who's jumping in the water? Let's go. We want to be able to see how many of you are ready to jump into the big move. So the point here is that I said we are in a transitory period. Sean says she's tipping her toe. Sean, you can't tip your toe in. You're a jumper. Come on. Some people are designed to be jumpers. We jump in and go in all the way, right? And I guess maybe Jenny, I think I'll say I tip my toe in. Would you say that?
I think you dip like a leg in. I think you do more than
a leg in.
Okay. You dip a leg in. Yeah.
I put a leg in, right? Yeah. It's so funny. The other day I was telling somebody, I was like, I'm an introvert at best. And it's going to be the same as we saying, yeah, I tip my toe in. There's some area, you have the shocked look on your face, Jenny, when I say I'm introvert.
Yeah, that's surprising to me.
Why?
Surprising. I don't know. You're so outgoing, I always feel like.
Oh yeah, don't let that fool you. It takes a lot to come up here and start talking. For those of you who don't know me, you just probably think, oh, she's just always talking. I did used to talk a lot, and then my dad had to do some inspirational talks to me, to say you just need to keep it quiet. And I think I went inside, and now I'm coming outside. But what I'm saying is that let's look for opportunities for growth is really what I'm trying to inspire us today, and say it's time to lean in and jump into the change. So we're in a transitory period right now. I'm a year away. Aggie says it's all about jumping in. Yes, come on in. Let's just jump in. So we're gonna make it our social. We're gonna trend this on social media. We're jumping into change, right? We're jumping into change. We're jumping into change. Come on, trend it out. Send it, hashtag it and say we're jumping into change. So people will wonder, what the heck are you talking about? So that's because we are jumping into change. We're embracing what's coming out. COVID is not going to stop us from doing great things, right? So we're in a season of transition, and we're in the season of moving in different directions. So if you're feeling restless, you're feeling like things are not working out, you're feeling like, I'm not going to be able to do it. Yeah, there we go. We're jumping in. We're jumping into change. That's it. If you're feeling like you're heading north and you're not getting anywhere, it's time to change direction and start heading in the opposite direction. And that's why I shared that scripture earlier too, because this is opposites of it. So it's time to be born, when it's a time to die. Some things have to die, some old things that are not working. Do something new, do something different, do something creative, do something that energizes you, do something that gives you joy, do something new. It's time for change. And the change starts from you. So we're getting ready to get into a new change. And a new change really is simple. For 13 years, in 2008, I was really inspired I was sitting, for those of you who don't know the story of how my goal got started. And my goal is really an acronym that stands for My Gateway to Overcoming Autism in Life. I was dealt a blow when I got the diagnosis that Nicholas will have some challenges or has some challenges. And it was overwhelming and it was really incredibly sad. But I didn't let that deter me, because then at that point I said, whatever resources I can connect to that will ensure that he has the best opportunities in life, I will do it. Not just me, but really draw on friends and family to do it. And I remember I was at a therapist office, and I was sitting there as an occupational therapist, and I was sitting there waiting for him to be done. And while I was sitting there, I just started doodling and writing gateway, gateway, gateway. And I'm asking myself, what's the gateway to really overcoming autism? What is the gateway? What are the tools? What are the strategies? How can I do it? What pathway? And then my faith made me turn to my Lord and Savior Jesus. And I realized that he was the gateway for me. But he gave me insight and wisdom that, hey, you can connect to resources, you can connect to people, you can connect to ideas. And these are some of the strategies that you can use as a gateway to overcoming autism. It didn't stop me. It didn't cause me to just say, okay, you know what, I give up on life. Rather, it caused me to say, you know what, I am going to go in a new direction. And that is the beginning of change. This is back in 2006. Fast forward 2008, I was inspired to do something with that name. And that started the whole nonprofit, My Goal too. And I reached out to some dear friends, my mentor, Pastor Lorraine, my pastor in church, Pastor Jide, very close friends, Tunji. I'm naming some of my board members who have been with me from the beginning. Of course, my husband, Robert, and I both felt that, passionate about making sure that we got out there and be able to support as many people as possible. And that's how my goal got started, and along the journey, each step of the way, we were about connecting to resources. St. Peter's University Hospital, where I worked at the time, opened up the space for us to have our support groups on a monthly basis. And then along the way, I spoke to some people about starting Haven International. We went to Ghana, West Africa. We ended up going to Liberia. And amazingly, that started in 2011. We ended up starting a center in Ghana right now where we have children with autism and other intellectual disabilities. And currently we have about 30 children in our program in Ghana, where we are providing education, resources, and vocational training. And it all started with the concept of making a difference. If you know me well, one of my favorite words that I like to share, or one of my favorite sayings, is from Dr. John C. Maxwell. And that says, I want to make a difference, doing something that makes a difference at a time that makes a difference. And making a difference is really what keeps me going. And I pray that that also inspires you to keep going. So we started having support groups and in the US, and then also started to say, how could we get into the hands of families the tools that they need to help their children? And sometimes lack of financial resources can be a reason why a child will miss the therapy that they need or going for a doctor's appointment. And we didn't want that to be a hindrance. So my husband and I decided, and we spoke to our board members, and they've been amazingly. Our grant committee leader, Suda, who has been amazing, and in terms of promoting and ensuring that we get to the next level, we have put together amazing team of people who every year are committed to ensure that we get resources to our families. And I'm so proud of each one of them and what they've allowed us to do. And for the families out there who get a chance to participate in our monthly support group, and I'll ask the expert, you know how I feel about it. I said, if the resources are out there, we need to connect to it. And so for us, my goal has been a gateway to connecting to hope and to resources and making the connections that our families need in order to continue to have hope, that no matter where they are today, they will continue on. And then over the years, as we've grown, we've gone beyond just the Haven International concept to also now starting Nick's Hope, which is the initiative that I started for my son, Nicholas. It's a foundation where we are going to ensure that he's employed. So if the job out there can't hire him, well, he gets to be the director and hire other people. And that's the concept that I have in mind. And our family is there, and we're very super excited. So you'll hear more about that coming very, very soon. And then we're now branching into a whole new excitement. So what we're doing now is my goal is getting bigger. We are expanding. And that was part of the announcement we wanted to make tonight. Because we're expanding, we are needing to change our look and our brand. Why are we making the change? What I've realized is over the years, particularly in the international arm of what we do, we realized when I first got to Ghana and West Africa, and I started to do education and training for parents, I quickly realized that the resources that we were sharing was not just limited to the individuals that had autism, that it also impacted their families. And also in other individuals with other intellectual disabilities also could benefit from what we had to share. So over the years and thinking through it and thinking about it and praying on it, I decided that, okay. And then, of course, spoke to our board of directors, and they all blessed it and said, we need to go beyond just autism and also embrace the other intellectual disabilities. So my goal has rebranded, and Jenny, I'm going to have you share our highlight of what our new brand is. My goal is going on and introducing our new logo. Our new logo it's still the same acronym. We can go on to the next one. Drum roll, please. All right, yay, yay, yay. We're going to share that. This is our new logo. My goal, gateway to hope, connections, and resources. The goal here is that we're not just focusing on just autism. Our goal here is to continue to inspire, encourage, empower individuals on the autism spectrum and other intellectual disabilities beyond the lifespan. And then it's, as you see in there, we're all about hope, which is why the yellow is still there. And we're all about caring. So you see that hand that is cuddling that person. This is our new brand. This is our new look. This is what we're about. We are about growing and we're about expanding. And it's called Jump Into the Change. So you're going to jump in with me into the change, right? So this is part of what we're doing now to kind of show the world that we're about change. So that for the next few weeks, you're going to see more of the branding that's happening. Today on social media, I was sharing with people my personal new brand, and part of it is to kind of connect to what my goal is doing. So we're a gateway to hope. We're a gateway to connections, and we're a gateway to resources. And so for the families that have been with us all this time, I just want you to know that we're still committed to supporting you. We're still committed to doing the work that we've been doing. But now we want to say it is throughout the lifespan. It's not only for the children. So over the years, most of our grant programs has been specifically for the young ones. But now we're going to get to the place where it's going to be for the adults as well. Because I realized that as my son grew, I needed to grow with the organization, and the organization needed to grow. So with or without COVID, we have to grow. And that's why we're here today. So we wanted to kind of share with you our new view, our new vision. You see that organizations still retain it what it is as a parent umbrella of other growth, other organizations that's going to come along. So for the families out there, I hope you get to see who we are and what we're about, and to make the point that we are about growing. We're about expanding. We're about the change. We're about the transformation. And as the season causes you to have to grow, you're going to have to grow with it. And so I hope that you are challenged by what I'm sharing, in terms of why we're needing to share our new brand. As we get into April, while we're celebrating Autism Awareness, we're also going to begin to recognize some of my other programming and activities that we're going to do. And so Jenny's share a little bit of some of that. Let's go to the next slide, please. So we're going to ask you to stay tuned, because our website is going to also get branded very soon. We'll share that in the next upcoming month, so that you get to see some of the great work that we're doing. But we wanted to just let you know that our organization continued to grow and impact lives. And we started to pay attention and look at, okay, over the years, where are all the states in which our resources have connected with people? Yes, in New Jersey, we have lots of families that we interact with, but beyond New Jersey, there are lives that are being transformed and changed. So our reach has reached over half the country. And these are just some of the families that across the map that my goal has supported. And it's because of all of you who have been with us on this journey. It's because of each one of you who have donated, who have given us, who have reached out to us, and who have given your dollar, who have given us $100, so $1,000, whatever you have given us. I want to say thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Because of your support, these lives are being changed. And we want to be able to get to the states that don't have those colors in it, the states that we don't have faces in. We want to be able to reach every state across the United States. And I think you can help us to do that simply by joining us on this autism journey and beyond. Lots of these children that are on there were diagnosed with autism, but like I said, as we get into expanding our reach, we're going to be able to reach more. So in April, we have a number of exciting events that are coming up, and we want to be able to share that with you. Our big one is going to be go to the next slide. One of the big ones we're going to be doing now is our autism grant program. We currently have applications on our website. It's an online application until Friday, April 30th, 2021. Please let families know. The grants range from 500 to 1,000. We want to be able to award 20 families in the continental United States this year with our grant. So please help us to spread the word. www.mygoalautism.org. We are proud to be able to come into the lives of these families, and you can help us to make that happen. So I want you to know that truthfully and truly, every resource that you give us is going to make a difference in a life of an individual. And we want you to be a part of that. We don't want anybody to be left behind. And like I said, I just see myself as a steward, and our board member sees this as an opportunity to partner with you to make sure the resource gets into the right hand. So how else can you be a part of what we're doing? Join us as we do our events in April. One of the events we have that's new for my goal is my beautiful program coordinator, Jenny. Jenny is going to be doing her My Goal Social Hour on Thursday, April 8th at 7 p.m. I want you to, and this is a private kind of small get together. So for those who are interested, register on our website, and then you'll be able to come into the social hour. And it really is designed for us to connect with families. Unfortunately, COVID caused us not to be able to meet physically, but we're finding ways to connect. So we want you to be able to join with us. So Jenny will be on there on Thursday evenings at 7 p.m. So connect with us on that night. Also coming up is Ask the Expert featuring Hillary Freeman. She is amazing. She's a special ed attorney, but she's also a sibling. And she's going to be talking about effective strategies for parents and siblings in planning for the future. So that will be on Sunday, April 11th at 3 p.m. I have been blessed by being with this woman, and she has been a huge source of encouragement to me personally as we journeyed. And so she's going to be talking about effective strategies for parents and siblings in planning for the future. It's never too early to plan for the future. Part of change and leaning in and jumping into change is knowing where you're going. So you can join us on that time for next month. Next is, of course, the next empowerment moment with me. You will never know what the topic is and whatever else I'm going to be talking about. That is Thursday, April 29th. Could join us that day, and I'm looking forward to sharing more great and exciting things with you. And then last but not least, we really want you to be a part of our Bowling for Autism event. It's virtual. We still haven't been able to connect to doing it. So, stay tuned. What we did last year is that right from your homes, you can help us to raise money. And then we're going to do it virtually. We're going to have a site from which you can compete with other people. And it's a website that we're going to use to bowl. And we'll share that information with you once you register. But it's what makes it exciting is the fact that we're coming together for a good cause. So I really want to invite all of you to be partners with us as we continue this journey of supporting individuals on the autism spectrum and with other intellectual disabilities. This is part of the exciting things we're doing is Sunday, April 25th at 2 p.m. Register. You can go to mygoautism.org where you'll be able to log on and be able to sign up and get more information about it. This has been like a really exciting time with us. We really want to just let you know how much you've been a blessing to all of us, and we appreciate all our supporters, our donors for being a part of our family. I know I've said a lot and shared a lot, but one thing that I want to leave you as we start to go back is this. Remember that change is going to happen whether you want it or not. So rather than let it overwhelm you, I encourage you to lean in and jump in, because it's all part of creating a new lifestyle, a lifestyle that is about you embracing change. I want to thank every one of you for joining us. I want to open it up for any reactions, or, I want to hear from some of the families that are on here. What are your thoughts about a new look? What are your thoughts about a new future, where we're going with our mission statement? And initially our mission statement used to say, my goal is this, to support families facing autism. Now we're saying, my goal is this, to support families and individuals on the autism spectrum and other intellectual disabilities across the lifespan. So the goal here is across the lifespan. We're here to connect with you throughout your lifespan and the lifespan of your loved one. We're here to connect you to resources. We're here to ensure that you have and walk in hope every day. I thank you so much for being a blessing to us. And, if you have any thoughts or any ideas, any suggestions, we welcome it, because we can all do this because you give us that grace. Remember, social hour is Thursday, April 8th, as the expert, Sunday, April 11th, and then empowerment moment, April 29th, and then the best part of all, our Bowling for Autism event. Please, please, please spread the word. It inspires me to hear families' lives being transformed and changed, and I know it would for you too. Tonight, we're encouraging all of you to register. If you register tonight, you get a 10% off the registration. Jenny, how much is the registration for the team? It's what? For a team of 5, right?
It's a team of 5, it's $50, but tonight we're dropping it down 10%, so it'll be $40.
All right. So if for those of you who we're allowing you to get to the place for, no, that's 20%. That's not 10%. $40 is 20%.
It's 45.
Yes. Yeah, so it's going to I want to say thank you for everyone that joining us. I want you guys to be able to connect to that, be a part of what is happening with my goal by joining us in registering. So you get a team of 5 people to bowl together virtually, and you'll be able to help us to raise funds that we need. Wow, tonight I had a special guest. My husband actually dropped in. Hi, honey. Yeah, he dropped in. How do you like this new look? You're on mute. Oh, you're just giving me the thumbs up. Yeah. So it's all good. Good stuff. We want to just say thank you, everyone, for being a part of this journey with us. Please, please, please spread the word, register, let's compete, and then while raising funds to be a blessing to Lilia. Thank you for being here. Chris, you are the best. Nate, please give my love to Nate. We really appreciate all of you. And Pat, thank you for being who you are, a rock in my life. So for all of you who are watching us on social media, thank you again. Please spread the word. April 25th is our Bowling for Autism event. And then Lilia, we say safe travels to you as you're going away. And then everybody keep safe. We love you. We appreciate you. And we say, it is time for change. Embrace the change because it's good for you. All right. Bye bye now. Thank you.